All right, folks, let's get it together because we have a long agenda today. Good morning, everyone. We'll now begin our regular board meeting for Thursday, June 27th, 2024. Welcome to everyone who is here in the room and also those who are live streaming. If we can rise for the flag salute, please.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, will you please read the public notice?
Good morning. Adequate public notice has been given pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Act. Notice has been posted at the board's office and website and emailed to the Department of State and to newspapers of broad circulation within the state.
Thank you. And a roll call, please.
Commissioner Christo DeLue.
Here.
Commissioner Abdu.
Here.
Commissioner Bange.
Here.
And President Gould-Sadovia.
Here. Thank you. And our next public meeting is?
The next regular board meeting will be held on Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. It'll be a hybrid meeting in person at the board hearing room at 44 South Clinton Avenue, Trenton, and live stream via YouTube.
Thank you. And there will be an executive session along with our somewhat long agenda today. But I have a few opening remarks and my colleagues might as well. Just want to start by acknowledging two very important days in our nation's history. Last week, which was Juneteenth, the celebration of freedom. And of course, next week is Independence Day, the 4th of July. So I hope everyone was able to celebrate last week and also is looking forward to our July 4th Independence Day celebrations. In addition, June is Pride Month, and I am very proud to be in an administration that has made strides elevating LGBTQIA plus voices. I would like to lift up, although she's not a BPU employee, I do want to lift up the chairwoman of the Civil Service Commission, Allison Chris Myers, who I've had the pleasure of working with. CSC is in this building, so we share space with them. And she also, was working with me very closely in my previous role and of course is in the cabinet. She's the first transgender cabinet member in the state of New Jersey. Okay, moving on. We have been facing some extreme heat over the last few weeks. I think it underscores the importance of what we do here as we progress towards our clean energy goals. We've had several days above 90 degrees, some nearing 100, many before even the official start of summer. Just want to remind people of the importance of being cautious in the heat. The BPU helped collaborate with some sister agency on the Heat Hub New Jersey website and has information about dealing with extreme heat, as well as an interactive map of cooling centers across the state. I know our utilities over the last several days have had their fair share of work. We've had a significant number of outages just even overnight. We had a lot of storms. So I just want to acknowledge particularly all the line people who are out there and who are out there over the weekend and continue to be out there working to get folks' power restored. We know how important that air conditioning is right now as we have these very hot days. Okay, new staff, very exciting. I just want you to know that Commissioner Bange and I have an over-under. I'm not going to tell you all what it is for the length of this meeting, but we're going to move quickly, I promise. So I want to acknowledge some new staff. Again, we're going to ask them to just stand. You don't have to say anything. We just want folks to see who you are so that they can find you and bother you in the future. All right, starting with Joe Grillo, who's our new BPU ombudsperson. Welcome, Joe. Teresa Dunn in the Office of Broadband Connectivity. Hi, Teresa. Benz Oliver in the Division of Clean Energy. We have two summer interns, William Aiken IV and Brianna McMullen. Welcome. Wish you all the greatest success in working at the board. This is, again, truly a family at the BPU, and so I look forward to working with all of you and again, wishing you the best. We will have some announcements of staff members leaving. I'm actually going to save those to the end because they will probably make me emotional. And I think I can speak for at least one of my colleagues who's nodding her head. So we're going to save those for the end. Do any of my colleagues have additional opening remarks?
Sure. The other two commissioners are also saddened, but just want to start that off, but welcome everyone in. And also with the heat indexes rising so much, just a cautionary tale. It's not just our appreciation to the utilities, but also something that we should do as individuals to make sure that we contact people who may have compromised health conditions or elderly, to make sure that we reach out to them and make sure that they're okay, that they don't think that a 90-degree day is cool and refreshing. They can just open the windows. People need to take this very seriously. We've seen the reports globally of thousands of people dying because of excess heat, which is the #1 extreme weather fatality, has come from heat, not tornadoes or floods. It's actually heat. So please keep an eye on people who are vulnerable and make sure to take good care of them and let them know to ask you or anyone if they need help, particularly financial assistance, to give us a call. So thank you.
Thank you. Such a good message. Okay. Let's see. We will go into executive session for items 1A, 4A, 7A, 8A through E. I expect the executive session to be a little longer than usual. I'm sorry, through M. Sherry looked at me. Now I know we had, I thought we were at L. Joe Grillo, I was wrong. I said L was the end. Okay, sorry. Executive session, a little longer than usual, folks, so I would expect it to be at least 20 minutes. So if you're here and you're stepping out, just so that you can plan for that. The Attorney General's office, if you could please explain the justification for going into executive session.
Good morning, President, Commissioners. For the record, I am DAG Stephen Chapler, and agenda items 1A, 4A, 7A, 8A, B, C, D, E, and 8M falls within the contract negotiation and attorney-client privilege exception to the Open Public Meetings Act, which can be found in New Jersey Statute 10:4-12B7. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion, please?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will be back. Didn't we say it was not going to end? Yeah, because they pulled. And then they added. Welcome back. I know that was a long one. I have already lost the over-under bet, I believe, that Mike and I have, so that's okay, though. Let's start with the consent agenda, Madam Secretary.
On consent agenda items 1A, 2A, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, 5A, and 6A. May I have a motion?
Second.
Can I roll call, please?
Commissioner Christo DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulsadoli.
Yes. Thank you. We will now start with our regular agenda, beginning with Alice. And Alice, happy belated birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate that. Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. This matter involves the state term contract for management and financial consulting. Pursuant to our discussions in the executive session, staff recommends that the board acknowledge and accept the recommendations set forth in the Evaluation Committee report.
Thank you.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulsadoli.
Yes. 1B.
On August 17th of 2022, the board approved a budget authorization of $9,875,034 for the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs to administer the Universal Service Fund program for fiscal year 2023. On April 19th, 2024, the Department of Community Affairs submitted a detailed administrative report for fiscal year 2023, which listed actual administrative expenditures of $8,558,040, approximately $1.3 million less than the approved budget. Based on documentation from the state's audited comprehensive financial system received from the Department of Community Affairs and Treasury, Treasury represented that a total DCA, Department of Community Affairs expenditures to be reimbursed is $8,268,893. The Department of Community Affairs and Treasury represent that canceled encumbrances from prior fiscal year periods occurred, and thus the $8,558,040 amount was adjusted by $289,147. Staff reviewed the Department of Community Affairs and Treasury's account of the basis for the fiscal year 23 administrative expenses and the adjustments, and concluded that it is reasonable and necessary to reimburse Treasury in the amount of $8,268,893. Accordingly, staff recommends that the board find that the Department of Community Affairs has adequately justified its fiscal year 23 USF administrative expenditures and authorize reimbursement to Treasury for the Department of Community Affairs fiscal year USF administrative cost budget and actual adjustments in the amount of $8,268,893.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLu? Yes. Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulsadoli.
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Alice. 2A, Stacy Peterson.
Good morning, President and Commissioners. On June 1st, 2023, South Jersey Gas filed a petition seeking approval to decrease the level of its periodic BGSS charge, decrease the level of its balancing service clauses, and revise the level of its conservation incentive program rates for the period October 1, 2023 through September 30th, 2024. By order dated September 18th, 2023, the board authorized South Jersey to implement its proposed rates effective for service on and after October 1st on a provisional basis. The parties have now executed a stipulation for final rates, which was approved by an initial decision, recommending that the board finalize the rates approved by the September 2023 order. As a result of the stipulation, customers will see no further changes in their monthly bills. Staff recommends the board issue an order adopting the initial decision and stipulation and directing South Jersey to file revised tariffs by July 15th.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
President Gulcedovi?
Yes. 2B.
On January 17th, 2024, JCP&L filed a petition seeking to reconcile the excess ZEC collections from energy year 2022 and to reset its ZEC reconciliation charge rate to zero. The company also requested that if future adjustments are required, rate changes be handled via compliance filing, as the credit will fluctuate between energy years. On April 19th, Rate Counsel filed comments on the petition. On May 22nd, JCP&L filed a revised petition correcting the energy year to 2023 and withdrawing its request that future filings be handled via compliance filing. The bill impact of the company's request will result in a monthly increase of 7 cents for a typical residential customer. Staff recommends the board approve a ZEC reconciliation charge rate of zero for service rendered on and after July 15th. Staff notes that several of the EDCs have made requests to modify the handling of these filings. Staff recommends that the board direct JCP&L to work with the other EDCs, staff, and rate counsel prior to the next filing to attempt to find a resolution. Finally, staff recommends the board direct JCP&L to file revised tariffs by July 15th.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes. 2C.
On July 17th, PSE&G of 2023, PSE&G filed a petition seeking review of and approval to recover costs incurred due to the COVID-19 pandemic through a special purpose clause and its societal benefits charge. Following a review of the petition, conducting discovery and discussions, the parties have executed a stipulation whereby the parties agree that PS should be allowed to recover approximately $197.5 million over a 5-year period beginning June of 2025 through a separate clause. Additionally, PS would be allowed to recover the $77.9 million in electric SPC deferrals over a 5-year period beginning when the next company's SPC matter is concluded. There is no immediate rate impact as the result of the stipulation. The rates will not go into effect until June of 2025. Staff recommends the board approve the stipulation for rates effective June 1st of 2025 and direct PS to file revised tariffs consistent with the stipulation by April 1st of 2025.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes. Still with us.
I'm here. On July 1st of 2023, PS filed a petition seeking approval to modify its electric and gas green programs recovery charge rates and associated tariffs. PSE&G subsequently updated the petition throughout the course of the proceeding. Following a review of the petition, the updates, and conducting discovery, the parties executed a stipulation recommending revising the GPRC rates based upon the February 2024 update. As a result of the stipulation, a typical residential electric customer would see a monthly increase of 78 cents. A typical residential gas heating customer would experience a monthly increase of 51 cents. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing PS to file revised tariffs by July 1st.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes.
In accordance with the contract between Bates White and the board, Bates White submitted a final public and redacted report regarding its review and oversight of the BGS auction process for the supply period beginning June 1st of 2024. Staff has reviewed the report and found it to be complete. Staff recommends that the final report be accepted for filing by the board and that the redacted version be made available to the public via the board's website. Staff also recommends that the board direct the Division of Treasury to provide final payment to Bates White for its work on the auction, as all contract obligations have been fulfilled.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Christo DeLue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange,
Yes.
President Gulcedovi.
Yes. 2G.
F.
Oh,
Do you want me?
nope, go ahead. I mean, do what you gotta do, Stacy. That's,
On April 1st of 2022, Rockland Electric filed a petition requesting approval to reconcile costs and revenues for several components of its societal benefits charge and to update the associated rates for the 12 months ending July 31st of 2022. On March 31st of 2023, Rockland filed a separate petition requesting approval to reconcile the costs and revenues for its SBC and update the rates for the 12 months ending July 31st of 2023. Following a review of both petitions, conducting discovery and discussions among the parties have executed a stipulation resolving both matters. Based on the stipulation, a typical residential customer will experience a monthly increase of 17 cents. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing Rockland to file revised tariffs prior to July 1st.
questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
President Gulcedovi.
Yes. Now,
Do you want to do 2G now? On February 1st of 2023, Rockland Electric filed a petition requesting review of and approval to reconcile costs and revenues associated with the company's Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative surcharge and to update the Regi surcharge component rates, which the company subsequently updated throughout the course of the proceeding. Following a review, the parties executed a stipulation resolving the matter. Based on the stipulation, a typical residential customer will see an increase in their average monthly bill of 72 cents. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the stipulation and directing Rockland to file revised tariffs prior to June 30th.
Second.
questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdu?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi.
Yes. Thank you, Stacy. Dean, good morning. I think you are presenting on 2H, I, J, and K together, correct?
That is correct.
There will be 4 votes or 1 vote?
There will be 4 votes.
Okay.
So staff will be
Alright.
presenting recommendations for each individually and call
Great.
for a vote.
Thank you. Begin when you're ready.
All right. Well, good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. On September 12th, 2023, Acting Governor Taisha Way signed Public Law 2023, Chapter 156, which requires the state's public utilities to authorize the installation and operation of meter collar adapters, subject to certain conditions and other related criteria. The legislation further directed the state's electric public utilities to modify their electric service requirements as necessary to implement these provisions. In February of 2024, Atlantic City Electric, Public Service Electric and Gas, Rockland Electric, and Jersey Central Power and Light filed petitions seeking approval of proposed tariff revisions necessary to implement the provisions of the new law. On March 20th, 2024, the New Jersey Division of Rate Counsel filed comments objecting to portions of each company's proposed tariff revisions. In April of 2024, the company submitted reply comments addressing Rate Counsel's comments and proposing additional revisions to address certain issues. Staff reviewed the filings and comments and believes that a number of changes should be incorporated. Specifically, staff believes the language that should be added to ensure, that costs associated with meter collar installations were the responsibility of the customer making the request, not all ratepayers. Other changes include clarifying the process for meter removal and determining who is authorized to remove the meter. Staff will now provide recommendations for each petition for the board's consideration. For item 2H, staff recommends that the board issue an order directing Atlantic City Electric to incorporate an additional revision stating that customers will be directly responsible for any and all costs associated with meter collars and approving the other proposed provisions in Atlantic City Electric's tariff. Staff further recommends that the board direct Legacy Electric to file revised tariffs no later than 10 days after the effective date of the order.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, On the motion to approve staff's recommendation on item 2H.
Yes.
I need a motion in the second.
I think we did that.
Okay.
Second.
All right. Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainch?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes, we're confusing ourselves with this structure here.
I
Go
apologize
ahead,
for that.
Dean. 2I
For
recommendation.
item 2I, staff recommends that the board issue an order directing Rockland Electric to incorporate two additional revisions. One, a statement that customers will be directly responsible for any and all costs associated with meter collars. And two, language stating that the work will be performed by a duly qualified and licensed electrician or electrical contractor. Staff recommends that the board approve the other proposed revisions to Rockland's tariff. Finally, staff recommends that the board direct Rockland to file revised tariffs no later than 10 days after the effective date of the order.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation on item 2I. Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainch?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes.
Okay. For item 2J, staff recommends that the board issue an order approving the revisions to PSE&G's tariff and that the company file revised tariffs with the board no later than 10 days after the effective date of the order.
Thank you.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation on item 2J. Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainch?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes. 2K.
Okay. For item 2K, staff recommends that the board issue an order directing JCP&L to incorporate an additional revision stating that customers will be directly responsible for any and all costs associated with meter collars and approving the other revisions to JCP&L's tariff. Staff further recommends that the board direct JCP&L to file revised tariffs no later than 10 days after the effective date of the order.
Second.
Questions or comments? All right, roll call.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation on item 2K. Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainch?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes. All right, no good deed goes unpunished there, Dean. Thanks for being efficient. 4A, Luanda.
Good morning, Madam President, Commissioners. This matter is regarding the provision of telecommunications relay services known as TRS, which provides the ability for deaf and hard of hearing or speech impaired persons to place telephone calls to persons who are not impaired. Board staff seeks approval for the release of a request for quotations or RFQ to solicit proposals from qualified vendors for the provision of TRS in New Jersey. TRS functions as a point of translation between hearing and/or speech-impaired individuals who use a teletype or TTY device or a computer to communicate with non-impaired telephone users. This RFQ will request bids to provide traditional TRS service, relay conference captioning or RCC, and speech-to-speech services or STS. Following the receipt of those bids, we will then come back to the board to request approval of the recommended vendor to ensure the approval of a new contract for TRS services in New Jersey is implemented prior to the expiration of the current TRS contract on September 30th, 2024.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Madam President, if I could, Luanda, this is such an important program. I know there are so many people, including family members of mine, who can't communicate effectively, and it's not just risky for their health because they can't get things that they need, but it's also isolating. So mental health is really at risk if people don't know about this program. So please, to whatever extent possible, spread the word, talk with our communications department and others so they know that this program is out there so people can communicate even if they can't hear appropriately. So thank you for this, is a great program.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you. Can I have a roll call, please?
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainch?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Alonda. Dean, you're back.
I never left. On March 19th, 2024, Veolia Water of New Jersey filed a petition seeking approval of an affiliate agreement with Veolia ES Technical Solutions LLC to perform waste disposal services for Veolia Wyandotte Water Treatment Plant and other small locations in New Jersey. That was a mouthful. These services are for the disposal of spent treatment media containing per and polyfluoroalkyl substances, also known as PFAS, generated in the water treatment process. Veolia noted in its petition that it must engage an appropriate waste hauler to facilitate and maintain compliance with evolving state and federal disposal regulations pertaining to PFAS. Veolia sent requests for bid to a number of contractors, including ESS. All bidders were afforded identical access to pre-bid materials and all other relevant information. ESS was the lowest bidder for the testing and characterization, removal, handling, transport, and incineration of spent treatment media containing PFAS. On April 16th, 2024, Rate Counsel filed comments stating it did not object to the approval of the affiliate agreement subject to certain conditions. Staff recommends the board issue an order approving the affiliate agreement.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul? Yes. Commissioner Page?
Yes.
President Gulcedovi?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. And another return guest.
We're going backwards. Alice is coming up next.
We have some funny people today at the beginning.
On November 17th of 2023, Gordon's Corner Water Company filed a petition seeking approval of an increase in its base rates of approximately $2.141 million. Through the course of the proceeding, the company updated the information to include 12 months of actual information, resulting in an updated proposed revenue requirement of approximately $1.194 million. Following settlement discussions, the parties executed a stipulation resolving the matter, which was subsequently approved by ALJ Gertzman. As part of the stipulation, the agreed-upon revenue requirement increase is approximately $940,000. As a result of the stipulation, the monthly bill for a typical customer with a 5/8 inch meter will increase by $4.67. Staff recommends the board adopt the initial decision and stipulation for rates effective July 1st. Staff further recommends the board direct Gordon's Corner to file revised tariffs prior to July 1st.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Page?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes. Thank you, Stacy. Nick? 7A.
Good morning, Commissioners and Madam President. Item 7A pertains to a memorandum of understanding between the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities and the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs regarding DCA's ongoing administration of the board's Universal Service Fund program. DCA has administered the USF program since 2006, and this MOU formalizes updates to the two agencies' ongoing partnership to ensure low-income households have access to affordable energy. Key provisions of the MOU include updated eligibility criteria, administrative responsibilities, and modified performance and financial reporting. The MOU also details collaborative efforts for outreach and program promotion statewide. With a term of 5 years extendable by mutual agreement, the MOU underscores confidentiality, compliance, and periodic review mechanisms to optimize program effectiveness and fiscal prudence. Staff has discussed the MOU at length with staff of the DCA and reached consensus on its contents. Therefore, staff recommends the board approve the 2024 MOU and authorize President Gulcedovi to execute the agreement on behalf of the board.
Second.
Questions or comments? Just quickly from me, I want to acknowledge, of course, the staff who worked on this, but also Commissioner Suarez and DCA as a partner organization. Energy assistance is such an important, service that state government provides. And so, it's really a good opportunity for us to work together and provide that help to people who need it. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
President Gulcedovi?
Yes. All right, 8A. Bailey.
Good morning, President and Commissioners. For more than a decade, through support from the Board, the Department of Marine and Coastal Sciences at Rutgers University, DMCS, has been conducting atmospheric research to evaluate offshore wind resources. DMCS, through the Rutgers University Center for Ocean Observing Leadership, RUCOOL, has developed and advanced models capable of estimating and forecasting wind speeds and other key parameters in the waters off New Jersey's coastline. RUCOOL has also engaged stakeholders in critical issues related to offshore wind development. Before you is a proposed contract between NJBPU and the Rutgers University DMCS for the period from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2025. The proposed contract would provide funding for staffing, expertise, and resources necessary to carry RUCOOL's previous efforts forward. As discussed in executive session, staff recommends that the board approve the fiscal year 2025 contract between Rutgers University, DMCS, and NJBPU.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes. Thanks, Bailey.
Thank you.
8B. Henry. Everybody's laughing today. Everybody's funny. Go ahead, Henry. Good morning.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. Since 2020, hundreds of billions of dollars of federal grant funding has become available due to the Inflation Reduction Act, CHIPS and Science Act, and bipartisan infrastructure law. The IRA alone features $369 billion in energy security and climate change programs. It is in the best interest of the residents of the state to secure as much federal funding as possible for climate and clean energy initiatives. Staff recommends the board approve the award of a contract to McKinsey & Company for federal clean energy grant support.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes. Thanks, Henry. 8C. Samantha.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. Item 8C, this matter concerns the release of the RFQ, request for quotation for services relating to the United States Environmental Protection Agency's Solar for All competitive funding opportunity. Specifically, staff of the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities seeks approval to hire a contractor using federal grant money to assist with the program design and administration of the New Jersey Solar for All program. Staff anticipates entering a 3-year contract for the combined scope of program design and administration of new competitive solicitations. The contract will involve a robust stakeholder process to yield a fully developed program that will disperse the New Jersey's award with the 5-year federal funding period. Staff recommends the board approve the release of the RFQ to hire a contractor to assist staff with the New Jersey Solar for All program design and administration as discussed in executive session.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulcedovi?
Yes. 8C. No, 8D.
Yes. Thank you, Madam President. This next matter concerns the Board of Public Utilities entering into a memorandum of agreement with the Hawaii Green Infrastructure Authority leading the Resilient Local Energy System Coalition. The coalition is composed of state government entities representing 15 states that jointly applied for $500 million under the U.S. EPA's Climate Pollution Reduction Grant. The MOA sets forth the roles and responsibilities of each coalition member, including the requirements each coalition member must comply with in order to receive its allocation of the U.S. EPA award. These funds will be used to support the on-site deployment of solar plus storage and/or similar zero-emitting technologies plus storage, serving public buildings located in communities to reduce emissions and make public buildings more resilient. Board staff recommends that the board approve the MOA with the coalition under the joint CPRG implementation phase application. Staff also recommends that the board to authorize President Christine Golsodovi to sign the MOA on behalf of the board.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delou? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulsodovi?
Yes. Thanks.
Thank you.
Henry's back. Revolving door here.
Madam President and Commissioners, this matter involves a contract scope of work change related to the 2024 Energy Master Plan. Staff is seeking the approval to include 3 new components to E3's current contract scope of work, specifically to prepare a state comprehensive climate action plan, which is a qualifier for federal US EPA climate and clean energy grant programs, to include modeling service to calculate the required amount of long-duration energy storage and incremental clean capacity if needed in the 2024 EMP, and to include a comprehensive evaluation of data center growth, which has recently and quickly emerged as a policy priority area. Staff recommends the board approve a contract scope of work change with respect to the E3 contract, subject to Treasury approval.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delou? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gulsodovi?
Yes. Thank you, Henry.
Thank you.
And all the procurement staff. Matt Rossi, 8F.
Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners.
Morning.
In the matter of the Comprehensive Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Resource Analysis for fiscal year 2025 Clean Energy Program, staff is pleased to present recommendations on funding levels. As the Commissioners are aware, the Electric Discount and Energy Competition Act required the board to initially undertake a Comprehensive Resource Analysis, or CRA, every 4 years. Since 2012, this has been done on an annual basis, and for FY25, staff has drafted another 1-year CRA. The CRA straw proposal includes the level of funding estimated to meet the needs of the New Jersey Clean Energy Program. For FY25, staff is recommending that the board set an SBC funding level of $344,665,000, which is the same funding level approved by the board since FY15. On May 13th, 2024, via the BPU listserv and New Jersey Clean Energy Program website, the board provided notice of a May 31st, 2024 virtual public hearing. The request for comments stated that the draft FY25 CRA straw proposal would be released during the week of May 20th, 2024. On May 24th, 2024, staff released the CRA straw proposal and the other FY25 program and budget documents. A virtual public hearing regarding the CRA, along with those programs and budgets and compliance filings, was held via webinar on May 31st, and comments were accepted through June 12th. The CRA straw proposal recommends that $344,665,000 in new SBC funding be approved for FY25. Staff is recommending that this be allocated across the energy efficiency programs, the distributed energy resources programs, the renewable energy programs, the EDA programs, planning and administration, BPU initiatives, and state energy initiatives. When combined with the new funding and other sources of funds, which include prior estimated commitments carried over from FY24, the total new proposed FY25 funding level is $786,161,592. Staff estimates that the proposed FY25 funding level will be sufficient to maintain a full portfolio of programs. Staff has also determined that by maintaining the FY24 SBC funding level in FY25, that there will be no incremental impact on rates. The CRA straw proposal sets out in detail the rationale utilized by staff in developing the FY25 funding level. Having reviewed and considered the comments regarding the proposed FY25 funding level, staff recommends that the board set, adopt, and approve the proposed FY25 funding level and proposed FY25 utility payments.
Thank you.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Just one thing, Matt, you've done a terrific job on this. It's not an easy thing. This is a very comprehensive budget, and you've done a wonderful job really identifying things. A quick question on part of our planning administration. So much of what we do requires effective communication, and our marketing budget is a big part of that. That's a common thread that goes through all of our programs. So can you let me know, in terms of our marketing budget, is this annual budgeted amount already contracted for the next 12 months? Or is this just a holdover that we're going to go out to review in the fall?
It's the latter, Commissioner. So it's in anticipation of any ongoing contractual need, but also any future contract that is in place at the time. So it's for the whole fiscal year, but it's not committed to any particular contract. It's depending on the procurement process that is currently underway.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue,
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul,
Yes.
Commissioner Bange,
Yes.
and President Gulsadovian.
Yes. Staying with us.
Yes. The next agenda item addresses the Clean Energy Program and budgets planned for FY25. The NJCEP promotes increased energy efficiency and the use of clean, renewable sources of energy. The results for New Jersey are a stronger economy, less pollution, lower cost, and reduced demand for electricity. Staff is guided in the development of this budget and programs to meet the objectives set forth in various clean energy initiatives, including the Clean Energy Act, which places considerable emphasis on the important role of energy efficiency, in addition to requiring the transition of the solar program, as well as setting energy storage and benchmarking goals. The Offshore Wind Economic Development Act and the New Jersey Electric Vehicle Act, among other pieces of legislation. Staff is further led by the strategies detailed in the Energy Master Plan, or EMP, which set forth a roadmap for meeting the 100% clean energy by 2050 goals. In February 2023, Governor Murphy accelerated this goal through Executive Orders 315, 316, and 317 to reach this goal by 2035. Finally, staff's efforts are highly focused on equity and ensuring the benefits of clean energy and the clean energy economy are enjoyed by all residents. The NJCEP budget is developed to achieve these clean energy goals and designed with staff and our program administrators' involvement before being issued for public comment. Notice was distributed to the BPU listserv about the posting to the NJCEP website of the following proposed FY25 documents: the Division of Clean Energy Compliance Filing, the TRC Program Descriptions and Budgets, the Charge Up New Jersey Compliance Filing, the Comfort Partners Compliance Filing, the Division of Property Management and Construction Designated Project List, the proposed FY25 budget, and the CRA straw proposal. Distributions and postings requested comments on these documents with a due date of June 12th. On May 31st, staff hosted a webinar and presented an overview of proposed new NJCEP initiatives, along with program changes for FY25, and accepted public comment at that meeting. In addition, the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection confirmed that the board has consulted with the NJDEP regarding the CRA straw proposal and the FY25 funding level, and that the NJDEP agreed with the proposed FY25 funding level. The budget is consistent with the funding levels approved in the CRA order. Based on the goals set forth in the CRA straw proposal, the policy objectives of the NJCEP and historic spend rates, staff in close coordination with the TRC team developed proposed budgets and programs. Total budget for the NJCEP includes both new funding and estimated prior commitments, which are carried over from FY24. The following summarizes some key programs and funding levels. The FY25 budget allocates more than $55 million in new funding to energy efficiency programs, including but not limited to $14.1 million for commercial and industrial buildings, $5.1 million for local government energy audits, and $35.8 million for new construction programs. Additionally, over $44 million in new funding has been provided for distributed energy resources, including $14.5 million in combined heat and power and fuel cells, and $29.5 million in new funding for energy storage. The budget includes over $5.1 million in new funding for renewable energy programs, including $1 million for offshore wind and $4.1 million for solar registration. The FY25 budget also covers the cost for administration, including staff salaries and our partnerships with Sustainable Jersey and NJIT. Also, over $22,000 in new funding has been budgeted for program evaluation and analysis to continue the efforts on several critical studies approved by the board, as well as to engage in several new studies to track and report progress in meeting the EMP goals and ensure increased oversight of programs. Additionally, several key BPU initiatives will receive new funding, including $16.6 million for low-income residents via Comfort Partners. And the new federal grid modernization program state match will receive $25 million to aid in updating the grid to support more modern uses and spur clean energy investments. Lastly, the FY25 budget allocates $82.5 million in new funding for EV incentives. Specifically, $30 million will continue to annually support the Plug-in EV Incentive Fund, $3.5 million for Charge Up New Jersey, $1 million for EV studies, pilots, and administrative support, $10 million for Clean Fleet, $9 million for chargers at multi-unit dwellings, $3 million for EV tourism, $3 million for e-mobility pilot programs, and $15 million for the electric school bus program. Additionally, 2 new programs will receive $8 million in new funding. The school bus vehicle-to-grid pilot will receive $2 million to further support the electrification of school buses, and the medium and heavy-duty depot will receive $6 million to create a demonstration pilot for medium and heavy-duty depots encouraging non-wire solutions and storage. Staff has reviewed and considered the comments received and recommends that the board approve the processes utilized in developing the detailed FY25 program and budgets contained in the order, as well as the FY25 program and budget in the compliance filings. Thank you.
Second.
Questions or comments? Just a couple from me. Matt, thank you for highlighting some of those programs, in particular EVs. And I want to just note that we've restructured the program for vehicle incentives to help better ensure that incentives are going to support people who otherwise wouldn't be able to switch to electric, which has been an important goal for the administration. And then also the residential energy assistance payment, which has been a significant priority. So thank you. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delune? Yes. Commissioner Abdul? Yes. Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
We are 8H. Dustin, where's Dustin? There he is. I know, I lost. But take your time, Dustin, we're here for you.
Okay. Good morning, Madam President and Commissioners. Princeton University submitted an application under the Large Energy Users Program requesting board approval of a financial incentive of $847,942.26 for energy conservation measures at several of its facilities in Princeton, New Jersey. This proposed project has an anticipated total cost of $3,212,991.40. If approved, this application would cover the following measures across multiple facilities on campus: variable speed drives, kitchen ventilation controls, occupancy sensors, a real ice water treatment system, LED lighting, an air recirculation system conversion, and the integration of a dehumidification system within the campus's central building automation system. Annually, this project would conserve 1,681,600 kilowatt hours of electricity, 80,343 therms of natural gas, and 272.25 kilowatts of peak demand. The proposed project has an estimated annual energy cost savings of $169,923.98 and estimated annual operational and maintenance savings of $109,185.83. Staff recommends approval of the application for the total estimated incentive amount.
So moved?
Second.
Questions or comments?
Just a simple observation and credit to Princeton University. In addition to these great efforts, they also have the largest endowment of $37 billion, which is the most per capita, and they are putting their money in good places and trying to decarbonize our world. So they're putting money to good use, and I'm glad that we can help them.
Agreed. I think our large energy user program is a great way to support moving forward on our goals. All right. Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delou? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainge?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes. Still with us, Dustin. Yeah.
Equinix Inc. submitted an application under the Combined Heat and Power and Fuel Cell Program requesting board approval of a financial incentive of $1 million for the installation of a fuel cell system at its data center in Carteret, New Jersey. This proposed project has an estimated total cost of $39,991,467. If approved, this application would cover the installation of 19 modular fuel cell units with a total capacity of 5,950 kilowatts from Bloom Energy. This project is expected to have a system efficiency of 53.3% and is designed with a grid-independent operating mode. Annually, this project is anticipated to produce 49,515,900 kilowatt hours of electricity. Staff recommends approval of the application for the total estimated incentive amount.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delou? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainge?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes. Thanks, Dustin.
Thank you.
Thanks for all your work on the large energy user program.
My pleasure.
8J. Dr. Diane Watson.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you want me to talk extra fast or extra slow?
Nope, I already lost the bet, so you're good.
Too bad. This first item relates to a subsection T application from CEP Renewables to have its Reeder Property Solar Farm LLC project certified as being located on a brownfield pursuant to subsection T of the Solar Act of 2012. The applicant's proposed 15.2832 megawatt DC project is to be located on 33.18 acres on Reeder Road in Harmony Township, Warren County, New Jersey. Staff reviewed the application and supplied a copy to NJDEP for their review. NJDEP determined that the proposed project is located on land that had been actively devoted to agricultural or horticultural use and that had been valued, assessed, and taxed pursuant to the Farmland Assessment Act of 1964 within the 10-year period prior to July 24, 2012. As such, DEP advised that the proposed site does not constitute a brownfield and is not eligible for incentives through the Transition Incentive Program pursuant to subsection T. The Division of Law also obtained applications for farmland assessment for the property, as well as tax records from Warren County for Block 7, Lot 11, that confirm the property's farmland tax assessment. Based on the information provided in the application, NJDEP's determination that the proposed solar array is located on property that had been assessed and taxed as qualified farmland during the 10-year period preceding July 24th, 2012, and tax records obtained by the Division of Law, staff recommends that the board deny conditional certification for the applicant's 15.2832 megawatt Reeder Property Solar Farm project as not being eligible for participation in the subsection T program consistent with the Solar Act of 2012.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delou? Yes. Commissioner Abdul? Yes. Commissioner Bainge?
Yes.
And President Gosadovi?
Yes. Thank you. Still with us.
One last item. This one relates to a subsection T application, also from CEP Renewables, to have its Cober Solar Farm LLC project certified as being located on a brownfield pursuant to subsection T of the Solar Act of 2012. The applicant's proposed 24.998 megawatt DC project is to be located on 93 acres identified as Block 9, Lots 11 and 11.1 on the tax maps of Franklin Township, Warren County, New Jersey. Staff reviewed the application and supplied a copy to NJDEP for their review. NJDEP issued an advisory memorandum advising that the proposed project is located on land that had been actively devoted to agricultural or horticultural use and that had been valued, assessed, and taxed pursuant to the Farmland Assessment Act of 1964 within the 10-year period prior to July 24, 2012. As such, NJDEP advised that the proposed site does not constitute a brownfield and is not eligible for incentives through the Transition Incentive Program pursuant to subsection T. The Division of Law obtained property tax records in Franklin Township for Block 9, Lots 11 and 11.1 that confirm the property's farmland tax assessment within the 10-year period prior to July 24, 2012, and up until 2021. Based on the information provided in the application and the records obtained by the Division of Law, as well as NJDEP's determination that the proposed solar array is located on property that has been assessed and taxed as qualified farmland during the 10-year period preceding July 24, 2012, staff recommends that the board deny conditional certification for the applicant's 24.998 megawatt Cober Solar Farm LLC project as not being eligible for participation in the subsection T program consistent with the Solar Act of 2012.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gosadovian?
Yes. Thank you, Diane. 8L, Adam Coleman, our Eagleton Fellow, and I believe this is Adam's last time presenting with us. His fellowship is ending, so you will be missed, Adam.
Thank you. It's been an honor to work on behalf of the New Jersey Ratepayers and with all the great people here.
Thank you.
So, good morning, President and Commissioners. This matter pertains to two petitions, one seeking entrance to the board's Legacy Solar Renewable Energy Certificate Registration Program, or SRP, and one to the board's closed Transition Incentive Program, or TI program, respectively. In 2022, Dakshash Patel petitioned for a 4.8 kilowatt AC solar project to be registered in the SRP. The board has previously addressed his petition in an October 2022 order allowing the project admittance to the Administratively Determined Incentive Program, or ADI program. However, that order did not address his request for entrance into the SRP. In 2023, Manan Shah petitioned for a project of undisclosed capacity to be registered in the TI program. Both petitions requested entrance into closed programs. Both petitions also run afoul of the ADI program rules, stating that projects must register in the ADI program prior to receiving permission to operate, or PTO. However, the board has already waived that requirement for Mr. Patel and has previously allowed projects that received PTO prior to registration to register in the ADI program. Staff recommends both projects be denied entry into their respective legacy programs, but be encouraged to register for the ADI program and granted a waiver of NJAC 14:8-11.4B, which requires registration prior to PTO, and NJAC 14:8-11.6A, which indicates that incentive qualification life begins upon receipt of PTO. Staff also recommends that the board order that the qualification life for these projects commence instead on August 28th, 2021, the date on which the ADI registration portal opened to the public.
Second.
Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
On the motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue? Yes. Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bange?
Yes.
And President Gosadovian?
Thank you, Adam. Good luck to you. 8M, Ryan Regan.
And the last agenda item, so.
You are the last one, yes.
Good morning, Madam President and fellow commissioners. On June 16, 2023, the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities, along with 8 other states, sent a letter to the U.S. Department of Energy establishing and requesting assistance with forming the Northeast States Collaborative on Interregional Transmission. The group has met to conduct education, align policy goals, and hear from the industry on what major challenges, barriers, and opportunities for offshore wind transmission are. As discussed in executive session, the states of the collaborative have drafted a memorandum of understanding for the purposes of committing states to the coordination and collaboration in pursuing offshore wind goals and to not inhibit each other from succeeding. This MOU will provide information sharing and staff resources for continued engagement with other states in successfully integrating offshore wind in the Northeast. Board staff recommends that the board authorize President Gulsadovi to execute the MOU on behalf of the board.
Second.
Questions or comments?
Madam President, if I could, just something about Ryan in particular. Commissioner Bainge and I returned from Louisville, Kentucky, of all places, for a national conference, and Ryan was a panelist on one of the most important panels. And I have to tell you that across the country, people recognize her and the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities as leading the way on so many issues. She represented us with great dignity and distinction. So Ryan, congratulations on that, and thank you for making us all look so good.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And I concur. She, even in her breaks, she had her laptop open and was working. Every time I went by her, I'm like, it's time for coffee now, take a break.
You weren't taking advantage of what Kentucky had to offer?
They had Wi-Fi, so.
On that note, can I have a roll call, please?
On a motion to approve staff's recommendation, Commissioner Crystal Delue?
Yes.
Commissioner Abdul?
Yes.
Commissioner Bainge?
Yes.
And President Gulsadovi?
Yes, thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
All right, well, as we're concluding our meeting, and as I mentioned up front, we have several staff farewells. We won't say goodbye, we'll say farewell. As I mentioned, Adam Coleman, who's our fantastic Eagleton Fellow, and we have such a great partnership with Rutgers. So we wish him good luck. We always like to keep the fellows, which we have done previously, but we weren't so lucky this time, so good luck to you. Also, Brandy Sullivan from our Division of Clean Energy, who has worked so tirelessly on the residential energy assistance payment, and I've gotten the pleasure to work with her. She is moving, I hear, so that's okay. But we will miss you. You've been a tremendous asset. I know you're a short timer, as former President Fiordaliso would say, but you were instrumental in the division, so thank you. The other two, I will say, in particular, I might get a little choked up about. The first one is my friend, Chance Likens, our Director of Government Affairs. Chance and I started on the same day, actually, October 1st, 2018. And he has been truly such an incredible colleague, has maintained and built relationships with all levels of government, helped to, to make sure that our legislators know the work of the BPU, and has just been a really tremendous asset to the organization and a really wonderful friend to me personally. And so I'm sad to see him go. In addition, Mike Beck, our general counsel, who has helped to keep us all out of trouble at every level, has been a fantastic advisor for me, has offered his measured counsel in every level of issue that I personally have brought to him, and, has been there working tirelessly to ensure that everything we do is done done legally, of course, first and foremost, but done in a way that takes into consideration all possible issues and challenges and opportunities. And Mike has been really a wonderful part of the team and one of the greatest advisors that I've gotten to work with. All four of you will be incredibly missed here at the BPU. I know we hire great people and we get to announce them, but we also lose great people sometimes. And I think today we're losing some great people. So you can still change your mind. All of you can still change your mind if you want to stick around. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for everything that you've done for the department, for the administration, to help support us getting to Governor Murphy's clean energy goals, and really all of the work. I think that your value and support for our work has been instrumental to supporting the residents of New Jersey. And I think that's why we're all in government, is because we want to support New Jerseyans and make the state better. And I think that we've done that with all of you. So thank you. Other comments, questions?
I'll be brief. Saying goodbye is not my strong suit. So I know I've spoken to both of you individually, but I do want to publicly acknowledge the service that you, Mike, have provided to the agency and to me personally. Your dedication, your hard work, your integrity, and your patience has been invaluable. You'll be missed as a colleague, you'll be missed as a friend, but I'm excited to see what you'll do next, and I wish you the absolute best. And Chance, I will miss our discussions about life and work and all the things that surround it. You have been just such a tremendous asset to me and also a friend, and I won't say goodbye, but I wish you the absolute best.
Yeah, just a couple quick comments, just to say, I know I'm only here coming into my 6th month, but guys, I appreciate everything that you did to get me going here. And I wish you and your families all the best.
And Brandy and Adam, thank you for everything you've done. Adam in particular, you've shown what Rutgers is capable of. The rest of us Rutgers grads, maybe not so much, but you've put a shining light on it, so thank you. Chance, my friend, you were the first new friend that I made here on the afternoon of my swearing in. And it was a hot August day. And I know you wanted to walk back here, and I said, no, I'll give you a ride. And I didn't realize then, but I realize now that you probably would have preferred to walk. Because Chance is a man of many talents and wears many hats. And a naturalist, environmentalist, backwoods, camper guy. That's all stuff I didn't know at the time. Heavy metal, something that you're
Death metal.
definitely did not know that at the time. So had I known, I probably would have let you walk even in that 100-degree day. But most importantly, really, Chance, your steady voice and your trusted and consistent friendship to us and to the legislature has made our job incredibly easier because you managed to translate what they're talking about with what we need to do, and you balance that so effectively. It's going to be really hard to replace your institutional knowledge, your friendship, and your trust. But I want to wish you all the very best in whatever you do, whichever forest you cut down and build a road. And I was in your home state to check it out for you, just recently. So Kentucky is calling you, which is great. So I want to wish you all the very best of luck with everything. You'll be missed and greatly appreciated for everything you did. Mike? Simply, you're not leaving. So we all in favor of not letting Mike leave. Aye. So, all right, well, thank you. Mike, it's hard to put into words, really, all that you've meant to us and to the agency. You've been a steady hand, a consistent voice, a shoulder we can all lean on and depend on. Those are qualities which are rare. Few people have all of those, and you do it effortlessly. Maybe not so effortlessly with your 80-hour work weeks, but it seems like it's something you handle so well, and I don't know how you did it. I work pretty hard. I put in a lot of hard work, and you're here before me and after me, before all of us and after all of us, and you do it with grace and dignity, and you do it with a consistency that is just, in my professional life, has been unmatched. So thank you, gentlemen, for that. And you're going on to great things. It's not over here. The ship of state of New Jersey and state in general continues towards constantly evolving destinations. And I have to tell you that your turn at the helm was effective and appreciated by everyone who knows what you did. And for those who didn't know all the things you did, they're benefiting from it. And although the importance, as the president mentioned, of government work is critical to all of us to society, there are sometimes bigger things in life and even more important people. Number one is your families. And I can't respect you any more for doing the things that you're going to do for the right reasons. Your families will appreciate that. It's our loss, but it's clearly their gain to have more of you. So as bittersweet as this is, I want to wish you on, I know I speak for everyone when I tell you how much we appreciate everything you've done and how your influence will remain long after you're gone. Thank you all very much.
So somebody put a microphone in front of me. So please allow me to first say thank you and attempt my best to speak on behalf of all of us who you're saying farewell to today. For all of us, it has been an honor and a privilege to serve you, the staff here in the state of New Jersey, to the best of our abilities. It truly is a home in this building for everyone. It's a wonderful place to work, and that's a credit to all of you with your top-down leadership and support of staff, which is unparalleled. So thank you so much for that. We are all incredibly excited to see all of the wonderful things that we know are coming from this agency in the future. And we'll be all cheering you on and looking forward to seeing the great success that you bring for this incredibly important agency, the mission, and the help that every day is thought of forefront in the minds of the commissioners, the senior staff, and everyone here, the help to the ratepayers and the importance of the mission across the state and now regionally as well. So thank you. And again, we'll all be cheering you on. Thank you so much.
Are you doing a standing ovation? Gratitude.
All right. You are all four of you truly wonderful public servants. And because we're all not sad enough, I do want to acknowledge that tomorrow is the birthday of one of our greatest public servants, our former president, Joe Fiordaliso. So I didn't want to miss the opportunity to acknowledge his birthday and how much we all miss him. And I know that he would be having some tears thinking of all of you leaving today as well. So thank you. With that, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thanks. Yeah.